Off and rolling here on a Tuesday morning. Another email comes in our last segment. Dom, don't forget there are teams. Portland wants one. Salt Lake City wants one. Charlotte, we mentioned. Can we get Montreal back? There's two things we need to have happen. The Nordiques need to come back in hockey, and the Expos in baseball. The two greatest logos of the 80s and 90s were the Expos and the Nordiques. Make it happen. Expansion's coming. Get those teams back. We'll save a little bit more on that conversation for hour two. We mentioned off the top, Bison are heading to Las Vegas, 2027 for a date with Montana State. Man who had a big part in putting this together is athletic director Matt Larsen. I had a chance to visit with him yesterday on how this all came together.
How long have you been sitting on this one?
This one's been in the works for a while, and I know I've kind of teased a little bit with you about it, but this has been one that's a destination that we've wanted to get to. You know, over the course, we started conversations probably at least 2 years ago. Some things fell through, and then this thing kind of came together with Montana State and South Dakota State and Montana. So I think just great for FCS football, but glad to finally have it done.
Is ESPN approach you? You go to them? Give us the minutia of how this all came about?
It really kind of started with us approaching them collectively as a group, and felt we just thought this would be, again, great for FCS football, and I think ESPN, given those four programs and kind of your four best brands in FCS football, I think they saw this as a really good opportunity as well. Four really good fan bases, opportunity to travel, so I think it all just came together really well.
When Montana State comes, I mean, is that like, okay, absolutely, let's do it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think once we knew it was the four of us, well, we weren't going to play South Dakota State. And, okay, so which Montana? And honestly, I mean, I think the games between us and Montana State the last 6 years, you go back in the playoffs, and have been really good games. And so it's a natural rivalry now. And, again, when you look at year in and year out, the top of the standings in FCS football, our programs are there. And so, again, great fan bases, a lot of great stories. Brent Vegan, the job that he's done there, and so I think that's something that will get both fan bases really excited about.
The allure of Las Vegas, we talked about this a long time ago about everything wants to be there. The college football championship game is going to be there earlier that year. Describe that of we want to be part of that. It seems like everybody else is there and we want to get our NDSU's name.
I mean, it really is. It's becoming kind of the sports mecca in so many different ways. And, we've talked over the years about trying to get creative with scheduling. And, we've done Nashville. We're going to do Nashville and Charleston this year, trying to do something to keep our fan base energized and excited. And, what better place over Labor Day weekend to be able to spend a 3 or 4 day weekend but Vegas. And so, no, we're excited to be there. And, again, to be able to showcase our brand, showcase our fan base, I think on that platform is what we're pretty excited about.
Especially, I know your relationship with ESPN is super tight. To have them be involved in this, and it's going to be a nationally televised game, how big a deal is that?
Well, it's important. I mean, I think we've done a good job by them, and they certainly appreciate the relationship with us. And so anytime you can be in, 75 million homes, particularly on a weekend like that, in a facility like that, in a matchup like that, I think that's great brand visibility for our program. And again, I still think at some level we have a job to put FCS on a pedestal as well too, and on a national platform. And so this gives us a really good opportunity to accomplish both of those.
Did the team know about it before the release, or is this something that they just found out?
No, well, they're in practice right now, so they'll probably find out after. And so, no, I mean, we kept this one pretty quiet. And that's hard to do because you guys are always asking the right questions. But we tried to keep this one quiet. So obviously, Coach Polisek's staff, our marketing folks knew, but tried to keep this one under wraps. We gotta have some prizes every once in a while.
How do you think this is going to go over, though, especially for the guys who are going to be here in 2027?
I think they'll be excited. I mean, again, I think the opponent. Our guys are always about opportunity to continue to get better, and playing on a stage like that, whether it's a national championship, whether it's playing in Target Field or US Bank or Nissan Stadium, I think these are the reasons why you come to NDSU, to play in games like that on national TV against what's going to be a top-ranked opponent. So I think they'll be pretty excited about it.
So have another game done. I know you got to be jumping up and down. You still got one more to go, but to have that, how big a deal is that? Just okay, we got 3 out of the 4 non-conference done.
Well, it's crazy. I mean, scheduling's hard enough, and then we're like, oh yeah, let's vote in another game each year. So now we have 12, which So sometimes we're gluttons for punishment, but it's actually been really good because our emphasis has been is how do we get some really good non-conference matchups, which will help not just our resume but our league's resume at the end of the year when it comes playoff selection time. So we're getting close. We have hopefully some in 26 we're going to see trying to fill that game, and then we'll have some other ones here. So we're having a lot of conversations, keeping Todd busy.
For alumni base that you have a ton in Arizona, the fact that get them close by, how appealing was that during the whole process of this?
I think, well, anytime you can get to a place that one is pretty readily accessible from air travel, but to have folks that can also drive there, and I think that's one of the things we found about going down to the southeast too, is that there's some pretty good pockets of alums down there, but easy to travel, drivable in some cases. So, but yeah, from a Vegas perspective, the amount of alums and fans that we have that live there year round, what a great opportunity to hop in the car and you're there in 3 or 4 hours.
Keeping your fingers crossed that Cam Miller is still a Raider in 2027. That it all come together.
I'm hoping. Boy, it'd be great to have him if they're home that weekend. Have him on the sideline, and that's what's always been neat. The amount of our NFL players who come back and are still a part of the program every chance they get.
12-game deal. We talk plenty about it. Is not that it's creating headaches, but how quickly it. Are you finding there going to be a good number of teams that will do it next year, or going to kind of test balloon and see how it goes and then jump in the water in 2027?
I think the plan is I think the majority are going to try to get that 12th game, and we're hopeful of that too, because without FBS being able to play, that's more opportunities to get a quality FCS game. So that's our plan there. But I think most majority were in favor of it, and so I think you're going to see most hopping on board and wanting to add that extra game
and play Division I opponents. Hopefully.
That is the hope. No, and I do. I think this is a really good opportunity. The part of this idea was to showcase FCS football. So hopefully that's what we're going to see over those extra weekends.
Last thing, I know it's only been out for about an hour, but initial reaction, what have you heard from either fans or friends of yours? Like, holy cow, this is happening.
Well, I just watched on social media a little bit, and there's been really good reaction. And again, we anticipated that from our fan base. I think these are the types of things that they enjoy and they look for, and so we've tried to deliver on those as best we can, but I think it's really positive. And again, I think it's, like I said, it's really good for FCS football to see national media outlets picking it up too and saying, hey, this is a big deal. These 4 programs are playing in Vegas on national TV and is partnered with ESPN on it, so I think that's pretty special.
He's right about that. There was tweets out yesterday, stories that typically when a non-conference game gets announced, just don't get picked up. That did. It was on ESPN's ticker yesterday. Again, I know ESPN created the game, but that's just a different deal. So, again, we'll have Justin Sell, South Dakota State AD, in about a half hour to get into the Jackrabbits game with Montana. We'll break. Mike McFeely waiting in the wings. We'll talk about this. I've been sworn not to talk about uniforms, so we won't do that. We will chat about the Bison 75, his project you can check out at inforum.com right now. Back on Hot Mike right after this.